The only World War II operation where Allied forces and German forces worked together, Operation Manna. Operation Manna and Operation Chowhound were initiated to save millions of citizens from starvation in the Netherlands. At the height of World War II, a truck crossed into the Netherlands and drove through a checkpost. A British soldier drove the truck, and a German soldier operated the checkpost. Why didn't the German soldier fire at the British truck? Why didn't the British soldier fight against the German soldier? The British truck was filled with food to save thousands of lives trapped inside Belgium. The mission was called Operation Manna, the only time the German army, Wehrmacht, and British, American, and Canadian armies officially worked together. World War II. World War II was a war that caused a considerable resource strain. Britain luckily had its colonies and got help from the USA to feed its population and its war needs. For Germany, it was a difficult task that led to the invasion of more raw material-rich countries like Norway and Russia. Japan, too, faced a shortage of needed supplies which eventually led to the invasion of China and Southeast Asia. The German Navy, which was supposed to fight against the British Royal Navy, was mainly used to intercept and destroy the merchant ship convoys from the USA. These convoys brought in much-needed supplies for Britain. In the Mediterranean, the German and Italian air forces bombed Malta to stop the resupplies to the Allied forces in North Africa. Every country tried to block its enemies' access to supplies of food and war materials. After the Allied invasion of Normandy, Germany was on the defensive in France. Allied forces swept across Europe and reached Holland. Air raids over the Netherlands had severely impacted its infrastructure. The occupying German forces didn't have enough food supplies to feed the entrapped citizens. On the other hand, Germany fought a war on both sides, and didn't have enough food to feed its citizens, and refused to send food supplies to the Netherlands. Consequently, the Netherlands faced a famine. The food shortage quickly escalated into a humanitarian crisis, and millions of people starved as the war progressed. Operation Manna, Operation Chowhound. The Allied commanders came to know about the situation via Prince Bernhard and offered an olive branch. Allied commanders negotiated with the Germans to fly its bombers inside the Netherlands, dropping food parcels to the citizens. German commanders agreed to the deal, and a ceasefire was announced. The Lancaster bombers needed to fly at 500 feet, not their usual 20,000 feet for the food drop. Mosquito fighters will drop markers for the food drop. On April 29, 1945, Lancaster bombers flew over the Netherlands and dropped essential supplies. People cheered and welcomed the bombers with thank you signs and waved flags. Some of the aircraft met with sporadic anti-aircraft fire from Germans who were unaware of the operation. 3 planes were lost in operation. The Royal Air Force dropped 6,000 tons of food materials, and the U.S. Army Air Force dropped 5,000 tons of food materials. As a second phase, Allied commanders reached an agreement with the Germans to use trucks to supply food materials to the Netherlands. Thus, on May 2, 1945, Allied forces sent trucks loaded with food materials deep inside German-occupied Netherlands. Though World War II was a brutal, bloody conflict, some incidents like this restore faith in humanity.